First question is the what is one of the main benefit of the cloud computing? High capital expenditure, scalability, manual update, physical infrastructure only. So the correct answer is B. Scalability. Now the correct answer scalability is why. The Azure have biggest advantage, or we can say the cloud service provider have a biggest advantage to computing, and it allow you to scale up the resources and down instantly based on your need and demand. Whether you are handling sudden traffic spike or reducing resource during low demand. Cloud services like Azure make it the flexible and efficient. In contrast, traditional systems require expensive hardware and upgrade and long lead time. So, answer B is the scalability is the correct. And why scalability means we can scale up or scale down our system as per the demand. Option A, high capital expenditure. This is wrong because it's a not high capital expenditure. Option C, manual update. It's also incorrect because in Azure we have a facility we can do automatically update our system as per the demand. And physical infrastructure only. This is also the incorrect because in Azure there is no need any physical infrastructure. So option B is the correct answer. Option 2 is asking for which cloud model gives you the most control over the underlying infrastructure. So as name say SaaS, software as a service, PaaS, platform as a service, IaaS, infrastructure as a service. So as question is asking related to the infrastructure only, so the answer will be C, infrastructure as a service. Infrastructure as a service give you a control over the virtual machine, storage and networking, which deploy model allow you to run application both on premises and in cloud. Option A is a private cloud. As we know that the private cloud we are not able to run the application in cloud. In public cloud, we cannot run our application on premises, but in hybrid cloud, we can run the application both the premises. Means in our cloud as well as in on premises. Both the premises we can run our application. So option C will be correct. Yes. Hybrid cloud. Hybrid cloud integrate both on-premises infrastructure as well as a public cloud service. What is one of the main advantage of the public cloud? Option A, full control over the hardware. Option B, capital expenditure, CAPS model, shared responsibility model, pay as you go pricing. Correct answer is D, pay as you go. So one of the main advantage of the public cloud is that you only pay for the resource you actually use. This operational expenditure model is much more flexible and cost effective compared to the investing heavily in hardware upfront. Let's break down the incorrect option. A, full control over the hardware is typically in on-premises or private cloud setup. Option B, CAPS model involve upfront investment, not a benefit of the public cloud. Option C, shared responsibility is the important, but it is a secure model, not a pricing advantage. So, pay as you go model make a cloud service accessible and scalable for the businesses for any size. Start uh, now. The question five is which of the following is the characteristics of the cloud computing? One is the high capital investment, B is the manual scheduling, C is the elasticity, and D is the fixed resource allocation. The correct answer is elasticity. The correct answer is elasticity. Why? Because elasticity is the cloud computing means you can automatically scale up the resource up or down based on your demand. It ensures that you are using just the right amount of the computing power, no more, no less. Now let's quick look at other option as well. Option A, high capital investment. This is incorrect because cloud use the operational expense model instead. Option B, manual scaling. This is outdated and inefficient. Cloud support auto scaling. Option D, fixed resource allocation is a limitation of the traditional on-prem system, not cloud. So elasticity is the feature that made cloud computing flexible, efficient, and cost-effective. Hello everyone. Let's start question number 6. Question number 6 says your company intend to subscribe to Azure support plan. The support plan must allow for new supports requests to be opened. Which of the following are support plan that will allow this? Answer by dragging the correct option from the list to the answer area. Please select and place. Means what we have to do in the exam, there will be option we have to select the boxes which are the correct. So uh, let's start with the basic one. No? Basic sounds useful. Not really. Basic only cover the billing and subscription issue. No technical support here. Next is developer plan. Yes. This is one great for non-production environment and let you open support request. Second one is a support standard. Standard support is the step up idea for the production workload. And yes, you can raise support ticket here too. Third one is the professional direct. Yes, here you go. Its support requests are allowed. Finally, the premium plan. Perfect for the large organization needing 24 cross 7 critical support. So, Azure support plan that let you open support requests are the developer, standard, professional, direct, and premium. Now let's talk about the question number 7. Your company has data center in Los Angeles and New York. The company has a Microsoft Azure subscription. You are configuring two data center as geo-clustered sites for the site resiliency. You need to recommend an Azure storage redundancy option. You have the following data storage requirements. A. Data must be stored on multiple nodes. Data must be stored on nodes in separate geographic location. Data can be read from the secondary location as well as from the primary location. Which of the following Azure storage redundancy option should be recommended? A. Geo-redundant storage. B. Read-only geo-redundant storage. C. Zone-redundant storage. And D. Local redundant storage. Option A. Geo-redundant storage, that is also called GRS, stores data in two geographical distant regions. But by default, you cannot read from the secondary region. So this doesn't full meet our requirement. Option B. Read access geo-redundant storage or RAGRS. Store your data across multiple regions and allow reading from the secondary location too. So this is perfect match. Option C. Geo-redundant storage. Store data across availability zone in the same region, not across the different geographic location. So this doesn't meet the geographic requirement. Option D, local redundant storage. Keep three copy of your data, but all in the same data set. So again, not suit for the cross-region data center recovery. So from as per the question, answer is D. Question number 8. Your company's Azure subscription include a basic support plan. They would like to request an assessment of the Azure environment's design from Microsoft. This is, however, not supported by the existing plan. You want to make sure that company subscription support a plan that allow this functionality while keeping expense to a minimum. Solution. You recommended that the company subscription to the professional direct support plan. Thus, does the solution meet the goal? Your company, so solution, let's talk about the solution. So your company currently has Azure Basic Support Plan, right? Now they want to request a design assessment from the Microsoft for their Azure environment. So the existing is however not supported by the existing plan. But there is a problem with the basic support plan doesn't support the design architecture review from the Microsoft. So you suggest upgradation to the professional direct support plan, which doesn't support design assessment and provide a faster response time and advisory service. So this the goal is not support the design assessment but also keep cost low. So professional direct is not most cost effective option. It's expensive and include premium service like training and productive guidance. So for company aiming to minimum expense, a more suitable or cheaper plan like developer or standard plan may be sufficient depending on the service you need. So answer is no. Let's talk about question number 9. For each of the following statements, select yes if a statement is true, otherwise select no. A platform as a service, that is PaaS, solution that hosts a web application in Azure provides full control of the operating system that hosts application. So, in the quick questions, we are looking Azure's platform as a service or PaaS. You need to select yes or no for each statement based on whether it's true. So a PaaS solution that hosts web app in Azure provides full control for operating system that host application. This is one false. In PaaS, Microsoft manage OS and infrastructure. So you don't get full control for operating system. That's why IES priority, not PAS. So answer is no. Another is a platform as a service, that is PaaS solution that hosts a web application in Azure service, the ability to scale the platform automatically. So this is true. One of the past biggest advantage that build it auto scaling based on the demand. So the answer will be true. Another is the PaaS solution that hosts web app in Azure provide professional development service to continuously add feature to customer application. This is once false. Azure PaaS provide tools and features, not human service like developer. You manage your own app development. So answer will be no. Question 10. In this question, We are looking at three statements about the Azure billing and virtual machine. Let's go through each one and decide whether the answer is yes or no. Statement 1. Azure provides flexibility between the capital expenditure and operational expenditure. Yes, this option is true. Azure provides company to move from large upfront capital expenditure investment to more flexible pay-as-you-go expenditure. So statement 1 is true. Statement 2. If you create two Azure virtual machine that use V2S size, each virtual machine will be always guaranteed to same monthly cost. This sounds true, but it's not guaranteed. Even if they are the same size, usage, pattern, region pricing, and resource consumption may vary. So monthly cost might differ. So statement second is false. Statement third. When an Azure virtual machine is stopped, you continue to pay the storage cost of the associated to the virtual machine. Yes, this is absolutely true. When a VM is stopped, compute billing is stopped, but you still pay for the storage of OS, disk, and any attached disk. So statement 3 is true. This is our answer.